綺麗に見える。
Però ho preso tutti i rossi. Fortuna non ho la
だからだ。
At some point, I started getting perceived as a grown-up. Yeah, it snuck up on me. I remember days on the back of the school bus, making up. I just wanted to grow up, but now I'm missing the old days. They were so simple now. They're all memories. Honestly, I can't believe 2000 babies aren't the babies anymore. I'm getting older, but who's really keeping score? It's all a numbers game, 'cause I still feel the same.
Perché?
すごい綺麗に見える。でかい。
does it always start the same? Soon as I'm feeling sane and happy by myself, you walked into my life unannounced. You're so sweet, I can't complain. Now you're too close for comfort. I've lost count of times I've been hurt just like that. Now I run away from shit like that. So I'm too shy to tell you. You might be my supernova new star. We're making days better. It's been a while, but if you wanna make me smile, you make my day, make my day. I've always been this way. Let's run away, let's make days. You can't be surprised by the caution in a girl ruled by Mars. She don't trust the stars. Oh, you're an old soul like me, an noble age, fine like whiskey. Laughing about crosswords over coffee. Still, you'll never be as smooth as me. But I'm too bright for wishing.
Fatto via tutto, sì. È una girella.
Perché il giorno non funziona la caldare.
There we know to live in between who I am and who I wanna be.
本当に
Maybe I'm incomplete and a masterpiece. In progress. I'm indecisive, I don't know why. My good intentions fail me sometimes, but I don't get angry. You can't face me, we can talk it out. No, we don't need to fight. I can get anxious, but I won't cry. You never know, cause I keep it inside. So I show up strong, maybe too far. 'Cause I know that your things can't be true. 'Cause I go from both sides of me. So I grow to love in between. Icons, my mistakes. Don't have it figured out. And a work in progress.
おばあさん椅子のとこでねじゃあどっちがどっちかわかんないじゃんYou have some swimming too.
Prosciutto? Sì. E una bottiglietta d'acqua. Naturale?
乘客，我哋即將坐莫城鐵軌。
Chapters and memories come flooding over. Where the sun sets, it gets louder. The silence is bright as day. One, two, think about all that we've been